At a restaurant, n cups of tea are made by adding tea bags to hot water. If t equals n plus 2, how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea? So, let's go through that again one more time. It says, at a restaurant, n cups of tea are made by adding tea bags to hot water. If t equals n plus 2, how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea? And so basically, I think what we need to do, we have t is equal to n plus 1. And what you could do is you're going to start off with 2. Your initial condition is you're going to need 2, but the direct relationship between n and t is as t increases, so does n increase. And so, in other words, let's play around with this. So, if I make a chart, and remember that this is the independent variable, so normally we think in terms of x and y, but in this case we're going to think in terms of n, because that's the independent variable. That's the variable that I'm going to arbitrarily choose a value to input. And then the value of t depends on the number for n. So if I plug in 0 for n, then I'll get 2. If I plug in 1 for n, 1 plus 2 is 3, so then I'll get 3. So what you'll see here is, and if I plug in 2 cups of tea, then I need a total of 4 tea bags. All right? And so what you see here is that my change in n, right, is plus 1. And for the change in n, my change in t is really just plus 1, right? As n increases by 1, so does t. And so then the answer would be B, right? So let's reread the question and do like a common sense check. It says, how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea? So n is the number of cups of tea, and these are the number of tea bags, all right? And so in order to make an additional cup of tea, I just need to add 1 more tea bag. It's kind of weird. The way that the question is worded, it almost makes it sound like, and it should be, that n is the dependent variable and t is the independent variable. But for whatever reason, I think they wanted you to really think that through, because they didn't write the equation that way. It might have been better if you had like t minus 2 equals n, which is interesting.